is all properly about to kick off in Emmerdale, but they're doing it in a rather unusual way, which, it hasn't been done before.
Yes, so tonight it kicks off with this big night out. And I believe it's the first time Emmerdale's ever done something like this, because it's been filmed and it's going to play out in a very different way. So a few of us characters go on this big night out to a club. But what happens on this big night out has consequences for each character, which changes their lives forever. But the audience won't get to see what's happened for another 2 weeks, when there will be shown a sequence of flashbacks. So it stretches quite a few weeks, and it's very exciting and gripping, because the audience will see the big night out and then the aftermath, but they won't quite know what's happened. And then 2 weeks later, we go back into flashbacks.
Yes, it's like a trickle effect of what really happened on the night, which is an interesting... obviously, you're not going to give too much away at this point. A lot of night shoots involved there, which changes everything, doesn't it?
There was a lot of night shoots, and it's so funny seeing that clip, because I haven't seen that clip, but that just felt like last week, I think. I filmed that, or the week before.
You live in not a real world, because you're not sure. You watch it on the telly, you maybe did it 3 months before. It's like your life's all over the place.
Yeah, totally. But usually we have like a sort of 5-week, 6-week period, and then we're on to something else. But this block it's such a big story. It's gone on for quite a long time. So I remember being in that night shoot literally the other night, filming that, and I'm still recovering. So yeah, so it's all very good.
It is all happening. Well, of course, the grooming storyline between Maya and Jacob, that also comes to a head as well.
Yes.
In the next couple of nights.
So I can't say too much, but what I can say is somebody on that big night out does catch Maya and Jacob kissing. So that story is out there.
Yeah, it had to happen, didn't it?
Yes, and obviously the viewers have seen this over months and months, but the characters in the village all get to, find out. So then you have all the aftermath of that and the drama.
Right. Oh gosh, exciting, interesting times in Emmerdale. Your character has had incredible storylines actually for the time that you've been there, and you've been really lucky, I suppose, because you've got to sort of dip your toes into really quite, serious, dark storylines, which I guess as an actor it's all you could ask for.
Oh God, absolutely. And being in such an amazing drama as Emmerdale, they write so well, and I have been so busy in the years that I've been there. And I've had, sort of fun storylines to more serious storylines, and also being part of, this ultimately sort of coming into other people's storylines and being a part of that, and this big long thread as well. It's been incredible. So I feel very blessed.
An amazing storyline, quite demanding, because you've got to get it right, haven't you?
You do your best, obviously, but I think what's been great for me is I've worked with Joe Warren since he was 7 years old, and I absolutely love and adore him, and I don't think you can help but feel naturally protective over him. I've watched him go from being this tiny little boy on set to being this wonderful actor that he is today, and so having a storyline where you feel that he's been taken advantage of, or someone's hurt him, or I think that's helped me to play the difficult scenes, because the love, that you feel, it's there, and so I think that's helped. I hope,
because that's real. Well, that's why I think this has touched people so much and got people talking so much. The performance, the writing is great, but the performances too, and his performance is remarkable.
He's been amazing. I'm just going to shamelessly plug the fact that he is up for Best Young Actor, so do get voting. I think he really deserves it. I mean, it's such a huge storyline, and he's carried it for so long.
Yes.
It's been going on for months and months, and all the grooming, those scenes that he has, you can see that he loves Maya.
He thinks he does, doesn't he?
He really does. He's experiencing that young teenage love, and it's completely misplaced, and he's completely being taken advantage of. But to him, it's so real, and he's played it with such sincerity that you do feel how confusing it must be for him. And I just think he's done so well right from the beginning up until this point where it's all come out. He's had to do so much as an actor.
Oh, very much so.
And I think he's just done it so well.
What's been good as well, I think, Roxy, is that it didn't just appear from nowhere. This storyline has been a real slow burner.
They took their time
because that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens in these dreadful situations. And it's got people talking, maybe it has got young kids talking about things that happened to them, and they've not been able to speak about it, but then they can say, but that storyline on Emmerdale, well... And you must have had that. You must have had reaction already, I would have thought, from people who've been going through similar things.
To be honest, I think good about this storyline is I think often it seems almost normal, unfortunately, for young girls to be taken advantage of by older men. But I think young boys being taken advantage of by older women, I think too often it can be made a joke of amongst teenage
and people go,
boys.
oh, lucky lad, which is horrible and awful.
And I think seeing this story and the fact that, like you said, they invested in so long in the grooming allows people to see how he has been taken advantage of. And although he may be experiencing those feelings, it doesn't make it right. He's still a victim in this situation. And I think that's why it's an important story. And I think they've done really well showing that and investing in it over such a long period of time.
This has got people talking, hasn't it?
It really has. That's the first time I've seen any of that, actually. I can't watch myself, but it looked quite good.
Very good.
It looked
very
quite
good. You should watch yourself. You should. But it really has got people talking, and it's really interesting because normally in these sort of storylines, it's the other way around. It's usually the man is the criminal.
Absolutely.
Grooming a young woman.
I think it has been done
right round.
Yeah, I think it has been done before this way around, but this one has been so controversial. But for the right reasons, people saying, this is disgusting, I can't watch this. This is exactly what we wanted to do and what we wanted to portray. There's some shocking statistics by Bernardo's that have just come out today, which if anyone out there Googles the statistics about sexual abuse, they'll find them that have come out today. And something like 99% of women that do this to younger boys get away with it. They get away with it.
99%?
Something like that. I mean, might be slightly misquoting, but it's around 99%.
Yeah.
Whereas the other way around, if it's an older man with a younger girl, the older man always gets sent down for it, and rightly so.
Absolutely.
But Bernardo's are really trying to turn this on its head, and it is sexual abuse, whether it's a woman or not, it's sexual abuse. But I'm glad it's got people talking.
But what I've thought has been really good about this storyline, Matthew, is it's been a slow burn. It's not just kind of appeared. You know, we've watched this in horror sort of unfold. And
over the last year and a bit.
You've watched that young man being completely manipulated, and obviously your character not knowing a thing about it until quite recently. So, you know, he's been doubly betrayed. He's been betrayed in so many ways. It's just horrible.
Absolutely. I mean, we had to play it out over this year, and it's been about a year and 4 months, I think we've played it out, because that's what grooming is.
Yes.
The grooming process is, it takes time, and these people do it over a period of time, and you see the manipulation. And I think the writing's been so beautiful, the writing's been brilliant, and particularly all the stuff when David found out, I thought the writing of that was fantastic.
And amazing
really enjoyed
to play. I mean,
as an actor,
incredible. You know,
when we got pitched this storyline, at first it was a bit like, oh, wow, that's it's going to be a tough one to tackle.
Yes, of course. And you've got to get it right.
You've got to get it right.
People's lives.
Absolutely.
You know,
and we did work with Bernardo's and worked quite close with them at the beginning, so did the storylинers, the producers, the writers, and I think we did get it right, and I'm really proud of it.
You do wonder what happens to David and Jacob, that sort of fractured relationship, and how, you know, he says, you know, we saw there, I'm never going to forgive you.
Absolutely.
How on earth are they going to get over that?
I don't know.
And that's
I honestly
going
don't
to take
know.
such a long time as well.
Well, it is, and this is part of the problem. These children are groomed, and they believe that they're in love. They have been made to believe that they're in love with this person, and how you turn their mind the opposite way and get them to understand that it is grooming, it is sexual abuse. How are we going to do that? So I think it is going to be a long process, and we're going to show Jacob's struggle with that and David struggle with that, because David essentially is going to blame himself for letting this woman that he brought into his house do this to his,
there'll be guilt there, won't there? Massive guilt.
Absolute guilt.
You've worked very closely with charity, Bernardo's charity.
We have.
You've taken great care over this. I know you working very, very close in hand with the directors, the writers and all of that. What sort of reaction have you been getting?
Well, listen, we've had a real mixed reaction. We've had, we've obviously had people who are incredibly shocked by the story, and that's right. They should be. We don't want to tell a romantic, sort of titillating story.
And it's not been that, to be fair.
I'm glad. I think Emmerdale's done a really good job in trying not to do that. But we've had this mixture of people saying, please make it stop now, this is enough already. And we've also had an enormous amount of people saying, thank you for telling the story, thank you for bringing it out to the public.
This happens in real life.
It does happen. And I'm getting personal messages from people saying, this has really helped me. This story has made me realise that what I thought might have been just a relationship I had was actually quite abusive, or it was wrong. And watching this story unfold, and we're telling it slowly. We are telling it slowly
because that's what happens in real life again.
And people don't notice it when it happens slowly. everyone around these two characters, they don't see what's happening because it's just so slow and gradual. So, yeah, I mean, I am getting these messages and it's amazing, and that makes it worth it.
Well, that's the thing. You want to get that sort of reaction, put something like this out there, because it does happen to young boys and obviously young girls as well. Sadly, it is going on.
Yeah.
It makes it so much worse because she is the teacher. I mean, OK, people could say he's 16, just.
Yeah. She has this veneer of being a professional, an intelligent woman, presentable. She seems to have a relatively normal relationship with David. There's nothing that's screaming sort of dirty old man.
I know, it's weird. It's so strange, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, people like that, predators and people that groom little ones, don't look like monsters.
That's what
they really don't. That's the thing. Has it been tough for you to play?
It has been tough for me to play. It's been a real challenge, but it's been exciting for me to play. And I think that even though I'm playing the baddie in this story, you know, I'm here to tell the story. I'm here to get that word out there and to be able to help people. The advice and help that we've had from charities when Bernardo's came in to talk to us was extraordinary. And the social workers that I talked to about the way that they deal with the abused victims, but also the abusers, and how to rehabilitate people. And it's always come from some childhood trauma themselves or something that's happened in their life that's made them the way they are.
And also, I mean, there must be a lot of trust between you and the young actor that plays him. I mean, there must be so much trust there. Because he is only a baby. I mean, he is only...
He's young. I mean, he's been on the show since he was 8 years old. So he's grown up on this show. Around both the crew and the actors. So he's very, very comfortable in this environment. We've talked a lot, we've worked a lot together, and also with Matthew Wolfenden, who...
Indeed.
So Joe Warren and Matthew have worked together forever, and so I feel very much I'm protected, and I hope that Joe Warren does too, that we are looked after by everyone around us.
No, that makes perfect sense.